Poised for Exit is a show for business owners who want to achieve a successful exit based on their own terms. Your business exit will likely be the biggest financial transaction of your life, and for most, you'll have one shot at doing it right. The topics and guests we feature and the stories they share will provide valuable ideas and strategies to improve operations and grow enterprise value so you can achieve the best possible exit outcome. Now here's your host, award-winning certified exit planning advisor, Julie Keys.
Welcome everybody to the Poised for Exit podcast. Today we are going to give an overview of an upcoming event that has actually become a must go to, if you will, for not only business owners, but advisors as well in the Twin Cities. And we are going to hear from the chapter president of the Twin Cities Exit Planning Institute in just a minute. But first, we'll hear from our show sponsors.
My name is Todd Krough, and I'm the president of the Twin Cities Exit Planning Chapter. If you're a business owner and advisor and want to learn more about the world of exit planning, you're invited to visit the Twin Cities chapter of the Exit Planning Institute. You can expect top-level education delivered by subject matter experts at every monthly meeting. Grow your network and draw from the learning that could be a game changer for your business or your practice. There's no pressure to become a member, so come and see what the buzz is all about. Our meetings are held the second Wednesday of the month, 7:30 to 9 a.m. See the show notes for more information and registration links.
Thinking about selling your business in the next few years? Don't wait to start planning. I've seen too many business owners wait too long and regret it. Freedom Financial Partners are financial advisors who specialize in exit planning for business owners, helping you reduce tax surprises, protect what you've built, and quantify how much you need from the sale. Their proven process helps you think beyond your business so you can move forward with clarity and confidence. The longer you wait, the fewer options you may have. Download your free financial readiness assessment today at ffpforme.com/exit. That's ffpforme.com/exit. Are you a business owner getting ready to transition? If so, I recommend True North Mergers and Acquisitions as your confidential strategic partner. They understand your business sale isn't just about one buyer and the price, but what you net that counts. In other words, what you get to keep. When you're ready for a higher level of representation that delivers consistent results, contact True North M&A to do the heavy lifting of selling your business. Learn more at tnma.com. That's tnma.com.
Exiting your business is a big deal, both financially and emotionally. I'm John Marquet, Certified Exit Planning Advisor with TrustPoint. We help business owners transition smoothly on their terms. Our focus is on maximizing value, minimizing stress, and giving you confidence in what's next. Whether you're selling or passing the torch, we make the process seamless. Start planning today at trustpointinc.com. That's trustpointinc.com.
Hey everybody, we are in the studio right now with Todd Krough, who is the president of the Exit Planning Institute chapter here in the Twin Cities. Todd, welcome to Poised for Exit.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
So good to have you back. And there's a lot for us to share with our listeners. And I believe that we've done this highlight before, and we used to call it the Owners Forum. And now it's called the Regional Summit, the EPI Regional Summit. So it's ratcheted up several notches, right? Because EPI Global is taking charge and leading it. But before we get into that, I want to go back a few months to when you were on the show previously, where you were still with Minnesota Bank and Trust, but that has now been acquired by UMB. And we said at the end of that show that when that happens, we were going to have you back on to talk about how that's going and to give us a little bit on UMB before we get into the chapter content. So let's do that.
Yeah, thanks. Well, we are now officially UMB Bank, so there is that presence now in Minnesota. We had 10 regional banks under Heartland Financial, and then UMB bought us. And this year, we're all going to be falling under UMB. So it's great because there's going to be a lot more resources. UMB now combined with Heartland is over $65 billion in assets. Most of the banks are going to be west of the Mississippi, but we're very excited. Just a lot more. You and I were talking about how many more resources that are made available to me, both on the private wealth side of things, private banking, and the commercial banking. So it's fantastic.
Well, and all of those services fit right into what is necessary for a successful transition for a business owner. Everything that you just talked about is essential for a successful exit.
Absolutely.
Well, great. Well, congratulations to you and all your team.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we look forward to getting out there in the market. So
yeah, super exciting. Okay, well, let's talk about the chapter. I think for those who are listening that aren't familiar with the chapter, maybe we could just give them a little bit of a history, like when did it come to be? How did it come to be? Why did we launch it in the first place? You're the president now. You're the third president of the chapter since we launched in 2016. So give us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so this I think is the ninth year, and you were the original first president. So you helped get this started. I found out about it through some networking sources. So it's been the ninth year. You were the president for 4 years, and Mark Hegstrom was for the additional 4 years. So I think we're the only chapter that has had more than one president, to be honest with you. And there are actually 27 plus chapters across the nation. So the Exit Planning Institute is headquartered out of Cleveland.
Mhm.
And we are called the Twin Cities chapter of the Exit Planning Institute. So we're pretty excited. And, I think the Institute itself has done a pretty good job of adding a couple of additional chapters each year. And it's just really spreading the word of what exit planning is. As you know, a lot of us have the professional designation of CEPA, or Certified Exit Planning Advisor. And I think, what the chapter does, we meet once a month, the second Wednesday of every month. Typically, we will have a speaker and primarily advisors that work with business owners. It's kind of our ecosystem that present and attend. But what we're excited about, and the overall owners forum itself, I think, Julie, we've had it every year. I don't think we've ever missed a year, maybe 1 year for COVID. But
Yep.
yeah, my belief is that it's been getting better every year. And I think that's one of the reasons why Exit Planning National picked us, along with, I think, seven other chapters, to come. So Scott Snyder, the president of the Exit Planning Institute, and his team are going to really be spearheading this event with you and I and some other local advisors. But it's pretty exciting because I think this is really, I think we had well over 100 people attend last year. Our goal this year is to get 150 to 200 people. And we'll talk about, where it's going to be in the time and that type of thing. But I really believe that, if you're a business owner or an advisor, that this is going to be the top event that we've given.
Well, and I will just repeat what I've said before many times over the years with this particular event, and that is if you're an advisor, it is highly valuable for you in your relationship to bring a business owner client. So I would not just attend, I would attend with business owners in tow because the content is going to be just so relevant and helpful. Like, think about the feedback that we've gotten over the years from the owners forums that we've conducted. Well, this one is actually being put together and hosted by the Exit Planning Institute. So their reach is bigger than ours, their connections to national speakers, and all of that will be a part of this event. I'm excited about it. It's the first time we've ever had one this big with, these many high profile speakers and content. So that's why I say if you're an advisor, you got to bring an owner because your owner's going to go, wow, thanks for bringing me. I had no idea this was going to be so great. We heard that so many times last year, didn't we?
Yeah, and I think that Scott and Exit Planning International or National started something called Drive for Value. So
Yes.
driveforvalue.com. And it's really an extension. The Exit Planning Institute is really all about getting the certification for the Certified Exit Planning Advisor and setting up the chapters. But I think the Drive for Value really is more of, hey, let's really help the business owners. Where's a forum that owners can go to gather information, find out about their chapter? Who can they connect with? And so it's really an extension. And I think that, this is their way of really kicking off things across the country. And I think it's just going to get bigger and better as we go along.
Well, in the past, when we've had events and we've basically coordinated and hosted them ourselves, we've had not only really great speakers talking about topics relevant to exit planning, but we've also had business owners who have appeared on stage, whether as a sole speaker or on a panel, sharing their story, two or three people with someone just kind of interviewing them, if you will. And we're going to do that again this year, of course. But that's been one of the most well-received parts of the event is for owners to hear the stories of other owners. What went well, maybe what I could have done better, because learning those lessons just really helps them shorten their own learning curve, right?
Absolutely. And I think that, yeah, there's no question when we do post-event survey, I think what we hear the greatest satisfaction is hearing from the business owners. And, this year, if you don't mind me going right into the
Yeah,
topics. So
please.
we're going to start out with some local leaders that we're going to call it a 5 by 5 by 5. So it's going to be 5 leaders and experts that are going to talk about 5 actionable items, and all local people, primarily from the chapter and SEPAs. And then we're going to have some national speakers that Scott's going to bring in. But then before we get into Ben, you're going to lead a panel of several
Mhm.
business owners, and maybe you can speak to that, because I really do think that's where the owners get the most value, is hearing about the owners. And it's not only just hearing an owner talk, it's also hearing them talk, kind of like when we did at the national event, talking about, you working with the value acceleration method. The SEPA is so certified exit planning advisor. What we really want is advisors to be like-minded, right? We're all kind of on the same page. We're not working in silos. Because we're using the same methodology, we really think there's a huge benefit. I think even seen in the Twin Cities community, the satisfaction of business owners, their exits, has been getting better. I think
Yes.
I think when we first did the survey in 2017, like the satisfaction of an owner was maybe 20% when they
Mhm.
transitioned their business. And I think that's probably doubled. And I do believe that a lot of that has to do with more SEPAs and more of us working together and not in silos. But,
Yes.
maybe you could talk a little bit about your owner
Sure.
panel that you're going to have. That'd be great.
No, you're so right, though, because I mean, we do have to take some credit for that. We have done a good job of helping educate the business owners that are not only in our market, but in other places in the country, since we do business all over the country. And having that designation has been really a game changer, I think, just for advisors in general, but especially for the clients, because it's all about them. So, yeah, so I'll go into my panel discussion in a second. Just wanted to say about that 5 by 5. I'm super excited about that because that's a different way of delivering content. They're going to do 5 speakers delivering 5-minute topics, right?
Yes.
And so, just to give a quick overview of that, we're going to have Diane Ross Hansen talk about business continuity within a family business. We're going to have Eric Gabrielson talk about how to drive enterprise value through utilization of AI technology. Rob
Yep.
Stark will do a fabulous job on personal financial planning.
Yep.
And then we have Chris Jones, the CEO of True North, who's going to be talking about how to prepare your business for the M&A market and what's going on in the M&A market. And then we have Doug Cook, who will be talking about what's next, like
Mhm.
planning your next act. And super important topic, so overlooked when it comes to exit planning. And then Ben Utech is going to be speaking. We've had him at this event in the past. He's a really great keynote speaker, super motivational, Super Bowl champion. We can talk more about that in a second. The
Yeah.
panel that you referred to, I have some business owner clients of mine who actually are not quite exited yet, but very, very close. Both of them are internal transitions. One is selling to a management team, the other is selling to family. And it's taken a while for them to actually come to that realization, like that's their path, because they both were going down a different path initially and have been clients of mine for a long time. I have great respect for them. They have a lot to say and they'll be really, really good. So that's,
Looking forward to that. Yeah, I mean, I really do think that's where, if you're a business owner, you're going to attend to hear from somebody else. And I think it's also, this is a safe space, okay, for owners, right? You're coming to learn from
yeah,
other owners and the professionals,
yeah.
and the breakout session, and to have time to network before and after. We'll talk about the time. It is a lengthy meeting, but I think it's very much worth it. And again, Ben is one of us. So Ben is a Minnesotan, right? I think he played for the Gophers and then won a Super Bowl championship. So you've worked with him and heard him before. So he's a really dynamic speaker. It's a great way to end the event.
I agree. Yeah, he's an expert on culture. He's been building and speaking on culture and culture initiatives with corporations for several years since he retired from football. So he's definitely got a lot of background in that, and he's really good at correlating how important culture in a company is with how important the culture was with the Indianapolis Colts, where he used to play. And so, yeah, it's a really good talk. But like you said, I think it's 12 to 6. Is that what we're doing? 11:30 or 12 to 6? And there'll be food and drinks included in that, of course, and lots of networking.
Yeah.
But boy, it's going to go so fast. We just got so much packed into that time. And so I would not want to miss it if I were anyone out there listening, whether you're a business owner or advisor. And tell us again the date and the location. And we will, of course, have this information in the show notes and in social media.
Yep. So it's October 9th, and it's going to be at the Union Depot in St. Paul. Technically, it's 11:30 to 6 p.m. So in the beginning, it'll be, check-in and networking, might be some light hors d'oeuvres. We'll have some food after. But yeah, it is that kind of half-day event. But I think the other thing is, Julie, you and I in this community, you led the MBBI event, and the MBBI of Minnesota, they helped promote us. We're helping promote them. True North has their big event on Wednesday, and they're going to have some flyers there. And we want anybody that can still attend the True North event. Might be full. I was looking at the attendance for the True North event, but I think those are three different groups that are very like-minded. We're advisors that work with business owners. We all cross-pollinate, cross-promote each other. So I think that if you attended the MBBI event and you attend the True North event, this would be a great way to, maybe end this quarter of events that are coming up here. So like you said,
Point.
11:36 sounds like a lot, but it's going to go by really quick.
Very fast, yeah. And it's not the same. What we're delivering at the regional summit is not going to be the same as the other two events. So even if you attended those, come to this one because it's going to be different. There'll be a different crowd, a different vibe. So maybe we just kind of touch on some of the benefits. Like think about the 5x5 and just the topics there that are going to be covered. 5 minutes each, kind of like a TED style talk. What you're going to gain from listening to the business owner panel and some of the other speakers who are going to talk about ways to drive value in your business, because of course that's the theme of this event, is to drive value. That's EPI's theme that they've been taking on, and with kind of a NASCAR vibe to it, which is kind of cool. And so when we think about the M&A market and we think about the business owners who are out there, yes, it's still a seller's market, but if the business is well-oiled, ready to transition, and the business owner's ready, if those components are present, yes, it is a seller's market. If they are not, then no, it isn't. So if you're listening and you're an owner and you have identified some areas that need some work on your business and you've identified that you're really not ready, whatever it is, whether you're not financially prepared or maybe your team isn't in place or whatever it is, come to this event because the benefits that you'll gain will be worth every penny. And it's really cheap. Like it's only like $100 or something, isn't it? But
$115, yeah.
$115, yeah. That includes food and drinks and content. And heck, you get to meet Todd Krough.
Well, I think the networking alone, and I think one of the questions, who should attend? And of course, we want it to be business owners, but it's also if they've got somebody on their leadership team, maybe there's a family successor, and of course, all professional advisors. And there'll be some breakout sessions and a lot of time for networking, connecting, exchanging business cards. But I think the learning, like you said, the 5x5 to the three different groups that are going to talk, and on top of your panel, that's a lot packed in, and I think it'll go pretty quickly.
It will, yeah. And it'll be fun and engaging and insightful and exciting. So if all of those descriptors appeal to you, make sure that you get your seat, right? And
Yes.
we will see you there, right, Todd? Thanks so much for jumping on the show and helping us highlight this event.
Thanks for having me. And again, if people want to know how to sign up, driveforvalue.com, the Twin Cities Exit Planning Institute website, and you can go on to LinkedIn and find us there also.
Yep, I'll have all those links in the show notes and in the social media posts, of course, so that people can find us and figure out how to get signed up. So once again, thanks. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, everybody. Hope to see you at the Regional Summit October 9th. Bye now.